Well, good afternoon my YouTube friends, it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and I thought I'd just bring you for an aerial view of the garden. Keith just set the hose off to hydrate the pond. We're due for some rain shortly, but whether we'll get it today I'm not sure. So let's see if I can take you down into the garden area. There we go. There's the pond area. And that's that beautiful, we call it canary bird. It's a old-fashioned little tiny single rose, and but the branches are lethal, they're full of thorns. And, we've had some absolute glorious weather here, and everybody's now back to normal, back to work, and back to work of course tomorrow. And but we've enjoyed the time in the garden. Let's just give you another quick aerial view. There's that viburnum. You remember the one all winter? And that's in its full blossom now. Won't last long. That's one of our native trees there. It's got its blossom on. Take it slightly back out again. There we go. Okay. So bear with me now and I'll go into the grow room with you. Well, we're back into the grow room area, and you'll see that I've slightly altered the shelving round. I did this yesterday, and I'll take you over there. I'll turn this big oscillating fan off first, and we've got the other one over on this left hand side. So let's just turn this off first of all. So that's the one gone there. And I've just had to alter things around because of course this window here faces south, and with these few days of this very high temperature, I think we maybe went up to about 23 here, 23, 24, all the shelf in front of the window, it was far too hot for them, and so I've changed some of the things around. This is the Procatavolia, Jarrett Green Star, and that's got a new growth there. That will need to be put in the, as I call it, the trough of water. I have to remember sometimes which ones I've watered and which I haven't. This is the Chia Yinlin variegata. And it's still not happy, it's still no roots, but this leaf's growing, and in there's another, you'll have to excuse my nails, I've been in the garden, and there's another leaf growing. But I've taken heart from the fact that, let me just reach over here, the fact that Little Zorro has produced that new leaf there, and has now got another one, and if you'll notice there, it's got another root coming through. So this one liked to be mounted, and so I'm hoping that one, the Chia Yinlin, might fare better in that open kind of a basket. Sometimes it's very difficult to just get it right, and you know, people say, oh, you set them back when you repot them. Yes, but if you leave them where they are and they're not happy, they'll die on you. So, you know, you're in between a rock and a hard place. You either do it or you don't. So, and I'm one of those, oh, get it done, and so be it. And like this year, there's a spike, and this is a no ID. I have no idea what this is. But since I've been watching Rick's feeding, regime. I've got this one in spike, I've got one down there in spike, I've got the other little mini Phalaenopsis romping away with blooms. So I do believe that, you know, I may have inadvertently deprived them of nutrients last year. So, you know, they all get fed now quite regularly, once or twice a week. This is the Gatton Sunray, that's that new one, that new growth this year. And with this one, I'm just lifting it up. He wanted to go straight out, so I think that's horizontal, isn't it? So he wanted to go that way. And so yesterday I just lifted that up, just to very gently lifted it up, because if you try and lift it up too much, it could crack on you. This is the little Cattleya cernua. See, still, can you see? It's still a little bit wobbly now. I was reluctant just to tie it down too much, but I think I'm going to have to just tie that down a little bit more. That's another thing, if you have them too loose, then they don't like to be loose. Right, so let's take it around from this area here, and I don't think there's anything happening in this area. So let's take you onto this is the windowsill area, of course, and I don't know whether you'll see in this light, but let me just take it from this angle first. There we go. And that's the large Rhynchostylis peach. There we go. And this has been in that trough. Well, it's been in there since this morning. So it's just come out now, and it sits in there with the Vanda here, and that's Vanda, because I forget her name, cervifolia, that's right, sorry about that. And you'll see with 63% humidity, and it's 24.5, even though it's cloudy today. It's very warm. And this is the little Pathiopedilum Ballatum by Rothschildianum, and there's something coming up there, but I don't know what that is. So that's the one that I almost killed. And you've got the big Pamela Hetherington there, who's sending out a new growth, but I've treated that this morning. That's the only one out of all the Cattleyas that still has a little bit of scale now and again, but eagle eye, I soon catch it, and I just get the systemic, and I just give it a little dib with that. This is, of course, the Aries falcata, Orchids falcata, and those buds look as though they're going to be open very soon. That's the big Laelia there, and that's had that sheath there since last year. And oh, sorry about this. Sorry about that. We're right underneath the fan, and although it's lovely for me, I forgot you wouldn't be able to hear us good. And that's that nice dendrobium that I packed, and that's been fed and watered yesterday. Well, most of them have. Now, I have to be careful here. And the reason I have to be careful, oh, there's Eddie's mount. That'll have to be watered again today. Is we've got a bit of a tight squeeze here. Right, so this is, I've only got this bit of leg room here. And me, being as clumsy as I am, when I want to do a proper video, what I'd do is I'd clear this top shelf. And, oops, sorry about that. I'd clear this top shelf, and then I'd be able to do, you know, an individual one. And there's the other one. I'll show you. Can you see? Oh, can you see, she says. There See? A nice flower spike there. So, and that's called Wild Peach. So I'm dead chuffed with that one. And here, the bulbophyllum, it's got a new growth there. And let's have a look. Oh, this is Laelia rubenscens, the one last year that rotted on me. And sorry about that, I keep forgetting. And that's a new growth there. That's a new growth, and it's sending out new roots. So everything seems to be fine. Sometimes I think my environment here is now warm. I used to think I was intermediate to cool, but no, I'm not intermediate to cool anymore. I mean, well, intermediate, but bordering on warm because of the heat that comes through this window. And I've not got the humidifier on yet, but that will be going on later, because what I do, I follow what Rick says, and he said to, let's just lift this one out. This is that, there we go, Samira, which is a Bellina times Violacea. Nice. Nice and happy. Nice roots. And it's got a new leaf coming. So that just sits there. And there's the other one there. That's the Phalaenopsis parisiae. This is the Cornicervia. No, sorry. Cervifolia. And you can see that's only just come out of being hydrated. And this is Spring Dreamer pollen there. Got new roots. Everything's just that one there, which is Phalaenopsis amboyensis. It's got that little tiny flower inflorescence, but it's also got a new leaf coming. And we take you up here. Just show you this wall. Oh, before I forget, that's my pubicalyx Hoya. I've decided to just put that there. But here, I've got my Bandaceous types. And this one here, the Miniata, if I just slightly bring you in. Can you see where I've got the one inflorescence there and the other just bobbing under there? I've secured them in this open kind of container, and I also did this one as well, and this is the Lucinary, and then I can water those quite easily and they can dry out quite quickly, and that's what I'm finding that I need. And this one here, that's one of them's Joy Irene, or Irene Joy, and the other's Lucinary. And I've done the same with those up there. They are Vanda Peaches. And this is the M.E.s, whatever it is. Oh dear, where's my label gone? Oh, M.E.s Sunlight. And look how that middle leaf has grown. I can't believe it. But I've managed to put this in this light mist again. I've secured it in this type of an open basket. Just so that the roots, I've got air to them and they can dry out quickly. This one here is, see how I've got them attached. This one here is the falcata shootano, and there we go. Oh, sorry about this, I think I'm still on. Let me just take you back a bit. Sorry about that. There we go. Now, I think, no, it's not good me thinking because I have no idea whether that's a new growth. That's got that root there and it sent it down. So, and that's like, it's lightweight but it's not crispy yet. So, that just hangs up there. And same with this one as well. And you can see how they've been catching the sun by the extent of the dark purple there. I think they were just a little bit too hot. And that's got a nice purple root there. That's got that new growth there. And these will go into that water bath today. So these just stand over there. I'm just going to place that one there so I don't knock it over. And that's my Hilda just tucked away there. This of course is the Phalaenopsis traspus, and that's doing very nicely there also. And the Angraecum there, that root has gone straight down. Absolutely, we have contact now, and it loves it. And as I say, that's that Phalaenopsis there that I showed you first of all. That's got that new spike. So so this is how it is at the moment. I have to be ever so careful I have to back out. In some ways it's good because it makes me aware of what I'm actually doing, and that I can't just turn around willy-nilly because I'll knock everything flying. So I have to be a little bit careful. And look at the green roots here, and this is on the Pastoral Innocence. Absolutely loving it. Excuse me. And there's Keith. Let me grab him. Oh, no. There we go. I think that's a new pseudobulb, and that's Laelia autumnalis. I can't believe these were actually soaked yesterday. Soaked and watered. And also, they were actually also fed. And this one here is the pendulum. And there's that new growth there, you see? And it's sending the roots through there. There we go. Can you see that little green tip? So I'm very pleased with the way the room is. And then in the evening, what I can do with these here, because they just set slightly back, is I just put the light on here. Ooh, there. And it's just above. And you see? So I feel as though it's been a dull day and they need some extra light. I just put that on. Switch that off at the moment. And this is of course the Fred Clark here, After Dark. No water yet. And you can see now the pseudobulb. Can you see it starting to wrinkle? And it was nice and plump when it came to me, but I think that had been kept like that under false pretences, because this new growth feeds through that, and I need it to put the strength into this new pseudobulb. So that will get eventually watered. And let's just have a wander through here. Wander through the jungle. And let's have a look. Anything happening up here? This is my longiflorum, and these are due to be watered. There's that nice new growth. Straight up. Yeah, that's due to be, well, all these are due to be watered. And this is Humboldtii. It's quite dry, that medium. But there we go. And believe it or not, this Richterii, I managed to, see they're very heavy now. Let's just bring her over here. So this is Pragmapedium Richterii. We've got a little tiny new growth there. But look. It still hasn't aborted that, so I'm reluctant to cut it off. Just leaving it. And then, oh, this is what I was going to show you. Last year when I collected a lot of forget-me-nots. Oh dear. African violets. This one here is Max Glacial Glade, and it was tucked away on the shelf there, so I thought, oh, so I brought them all out and give them the same food as the rest of the orchids, and just bobbed them on the windowsill here. So back we go over here now. Oh dear, a little bit of bark's just jumped out of that, and like I say, it's just temporary at the moment, the way I've got everything, because of course the heat coming through into this room here, and you know, not got long before I retire now, but I'm still out now 3 days a week, and you know, trying to keep everything hydrated. That's Chrysium, that's one of Roger's. That's doing fine. As I say, yesterday these were absolutely all of them fed and watered, and I can't believe how they've quickly dried out in no time. So let's just take it down here onto this shelf here. Some of the Kingianums. There we go. Oh, that's there's that little Phalaenopsis. And these are the Gomeza recurva. And I put them in these like deli containers. But there's like a little tray underneath. So I've just filled that with water, and I can actually see the roots now. So, and the reason I moved them out of the container they were in was because the new growths were already, these two new growths here, were already at the edge of the pot. So this one is capable of flowering. And I've got the other one, so that one's there. Oh, this is the other one here. There's the other one there. And likewise, see, it's already virtually taken up all that water. This is the one that I managed to split into two. That just sits on that little shelf behind me. This one here is Tubular Labium, the one in the little terrarium. That just sits under there. Now if I can crawl under here, I don't know which one it is, I wanted to just show you. Not that one, I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one. And this is the BLC Pink Diamond. I don't know whether you can see down there. No, I don't think you can see. There's a new growth coming and there's new roots. So Perhaps I've just got that at the wrong angle, so you can't see it. Oh, what a shame. Right, so back up now. I'll put those away in a minute. And let me just take you over here. This one here is the Dendrobium Thistleiflorum, and there's that new growth. It only gives me one a year, one new cane, and this was the one last year which didn't do very well. If you remember, it had those green little crawly things. So, and at least that one now is in active growth. Right, it's ever so warm in here. And there we go. So I'll take my leave of you now. And that's the Sedera japonica, and that's got a new leaf coming. And I hope you all had an enjoyable Easter. Unfortunately for us, Good Friday we started with a drip. And this drip continued. We didn't hear it, of course, but it continued, and it continued dripping through the kitchen ceiling. And then Saturday, it dripped down from the ceiling, down the kitchen walls. So we had one emergency call out on Friday. We had another emergency call out on the Saturday, and we had another emergency call out on Easter Sunday. And the reason being on Easter Sunday was because by that stage the drip had gone on 3 of the walls. So I can't tell you, we were due to decorate the kitchen, and it's a darn good job we didn't, I tell you. Oh, that's my delicatum, and it's sending out lots of new growths, but I can't see any flowers yet. I noticed Ed's had got some beautiful flowers, but Ed, no flowers. I think I've got it too warm. So this winter, I mean, I did have it in the garage. That one, you see, that one's got to come back under now. I'll have to just, off camera, I just gently tuck it under. Can you see? And then that'll grow up straight like that then now. But I was hoping, because they do smell absolutely gorgeous, but I think it really needs a good winter chill, this one. So there we go then. So I'll take my leave and just pan round, and there we go. Put the fan on. I'll put the 70% humidity, and it's 24.8. So take care. And we'll come back soon. Bye bye now.